it occurs to me that some of us are so very wired to do the work of generosity in life because, well, we're not good at accounting. It's easy for us to take the leap of faith, to step out and trust that when we're done with our giving, everything that we need is going to be in place for us to get accomplished what we need to get accomplished in life. But for others of us, it doesn't work that way. And while we have the people that just emotionally feel moved to give generously, we've got the people that are the bean counters that need to see how everything comes out. And part of the challenge, I think, of giving to God in this journey of learning to give to God is realizing that sometimes our accounting doesn't work the way God's accounting does. And that doesn't make sense, I know, but the truth is sometimes we don't see how things work until we actually do them. So the reading for this weekend comes from Luke chapter 6, verses 37 through 49. And it goes like this. Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For with the measure you use it, it will be measured back to you. He also told them a parable. Can a blind man lead a blind man? Will they not both fall into a pit? A disciple is not above his teacher, but everyone, when he is fully trained, will be like his teacher. Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, Brother, let me take out the speck that is in your eye, when you yourself do not see the log that is in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take out the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take out the speck that is in your brother's eye. For no good tree bears bad fruit, and nor again does a bad tree bear good fruit, for each tree is known by its own fruit. For figs are not gathered from thorn bushes, nor are grapes picked from a bramble bush. The good person out of a good treasure of his heart produces good, and the evil person out of his evil treasure produces evil. For out of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaks. Jesus goes on to say, Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and not do what I tell you? Everyone who comes to me and hears my words and does them, I will show you what he is like. He is like a man building a house who dug deep and laid the foundation on the rock. And when a flood arose, the stream broke against the house and could not shake it because it had been well built. But the one who hears and does not do them is like a man who built a house on the ground without a foundation. When the stream broke against it, immediately it fell, and the ruin of the house was great. This is all stewardship conversation from Jesus. Basically, Jesus insisting that the activity of placing He and God at the center of life is critical. And until we do that, we're noisy cymbals, clanging gongs, St. Paul would say. We don't have the main thing as the main thing. We're making noise, but the noise is meaningless because it isn't attached to any action that is fundamentally meaningful. This weekend, Terry Corder, our new pastoral intern, is going to be leading us in worship. He's going to be preaching. I'll be present, of course, but he's going to be talking about faith in God's sufficient provision. A hard thing, especially when it looks like there isn't enough of our lives to go around. But I know that as a seminary student, and I have this experience myself, he can talk with authenticity about what it means to leave professional salaries and incomes to take up the mantle of full-time studenthood and to pursue a call of God. And of course, we can talk about this in terms of pastoral ministry, but many of you know what sacrificial giving looks like in your own lives. But this weekend, in this week in particular, we're going to be talking about faith in God's sufficient provision. And I think it comes down to this. We don't learn faith in God's sufficient provision until we put ourselves out significantly enough. We get to see how God, supernaturally or naturally, takes care of everything that we need. We don't discover this until we actually put ourselves out there. So my invitation with you to you this week, through this weekend hearing Terry preach, and on into the stewardship journey, is to continue to wrestle with how is it that you as an individual, or you as a household, or we as a church need to continue to put ourselves out there, apparently risking significantly ourselves just to discover that God has our backs, is present, and fills the space of our apparent lack with His abundance. This week, my prayers are with you. My heart is with you, and I thank you all for being a part of this St. Stephen Lutheran Church movement, this conspiratorial journey of hope for the sake of our community and our world. It's good to have you here this week. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. God loves you, and I do too.